That was actress Kim Nowack at 25 in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. Nearly 5 decades later, we saw the 81-year-old star presenting an Oscar alongside Matthew McConaughey. Nowack's plastic surgery was one of the highest trending topics on Twitter straight through Monday. In response to the backlash, The Atlantic's Spencer Kornhaber wrote, "It's no secret that society both encourages and stigmatizes cosmetic surgery for women. People have a lot of different opinions on this. Maybe we should stop encouraging. Maybe we should stop stigmatizing. Either way, perhaps we can agree that laughing at Nowack in this case is particularly awful." We're back with Felicia Monet, Katrina Campins, and Andrea Ocampo for our second round of That's What She Said. All right, plastic surgery for you?
You know, it's not for me. I don't knock anybody that wants to do it. I do think there are some underlying issues, though, that I think if you do, you know, happen to go under the knife, it might not fix whatever the insecurity may be. So not for me. I don't think we as a society should feel we need to uphold a certain standard of beauty.
See, I used to feel that way until I moved to Miami. And then every yoga class I take, like, you're on your stomach and everyone's butt is like this. You're on your back and everyone's boobs are like this. And then all of a sudden, what I used to think of as my, like, flawed but my body, all of a sudden had, like, much bigger problems because the comparative nature was different. I mean, you grew up here, right?
Well, I was born and raised in Miami, and I come from a, you know, Cuban background. So my sister got the Cuban butt, but I didn't. You know, you see my dad, and he has zero butt. So I have to admit, watching my sister with her butt, I mean, I'd walk around my house on tippy toes and my dad would be like, "Can you please stop it?" Like, you just didn't inherit that gene. So I've researched butt implants, but they told me that I didn't have enough fat to put into my butt.
Is that what you do?
Wow. No, I haven't done it yet.
No, but is that what happens? Because I'm always curious about how you sit on that butt.
Well, the thing is, I wanted to, I've researched it all. The injections, and I guess I just don't have the guts to do it just yet. But first of all, this woman, this lady is 84 years old, so God bless her, and that she's even up there standing next to Matthew McConaughey to begin with. But I do agree with you that there's underlying issues. I just want a big butt. I mean, I'm fine.
And squat.
I squat. No, I work out 6 days a week and I squat so I turn blue in the face, and it's not happening.
You do it all.
And especially in this case, you know, this woman changed, Kim Nowack changed her name, she changed her teeth, she changed her hair. The network execs tortured her in a million different ways. So for her, this is particularly sensitive. And I'm sure for you, being in the public sphere, you have a sense that people do feel like they can comment on your looks in a way they don't if you're a private citizen.
You're absolutely right, and it gets hurtful after a while, or maybe you get numb to it. But I think it's so important that you know who you are, and that if you do decide to get plastic surgery, it's for the right reasons, and it's not because the people around you told you. I think it's just something that should be more innate, and it should be more organic.
Which is easy for us to say because we're all still relatively young. I mean, I do think that part of what they were making fun of was the fact that she was aged, which is inherently wrong, but that there were a million people in that audience with plastic surgery, and perhaps their plastic surgery just went better, right? I mean, it does seem unfair to women that if you want to stay in the public sphere and be face forward, that you got to keep that face looking young, and part of that, we now know, is good plastic surgery. It seems terrible to me.
And I think you did a segment recently, right, that women spend how many hours a year? 355?
2 weeks worth.
2 weeks worth. Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure to look good. It's in your face constantly, and like you're saying, in Miami.
But you have to feel good internally, and then that'll project, you know, outside.
And then you find the man. Once you project
but how about if that man then all of a sudden wants to trade you in for 2 22-year-olds?
Can I tell you something?
That's on him.
This is a true story. And before I left this morning, my husband's like, "Wow, I forgot that you don't look like a homeless woman every day." Because when I'm at home, I literally am in sweatpants and a t-shirt, and that's me. And it's like, embrace me, you know. And then I do this, but then I'm going back home and I'm putting back those those sweatpants on. So
and sometimes I know we can talk about men, but sometimes it's about us, right? Like I am accustomed to myself at this age and looking this way, and it takes something as simple as a friend being like, "Are you going to fix that?" And it's like, "No, I didn't know there was something to fix."
I've had girlfriends point out my little wrinkle, or when I like do really funny faces, and I stare at that, and now I have to ask myself the question: am I going to let that be? Am I going to let it ride? Where is it going to be in 10 years? But I think it's those honest questions that you have to ask yourself, and not let everybody else encourage you to get plastic surgery.
Well, we'll do it. That's what she said in 10 years, and we'll see if
see what happens, right?
as big a game. All right, girls, thank you so much. It was great to see you all.